lurking.
Well highlighted by the casters in the tail end of that Agent Select. Up next for sure, but Dip will be the first one to get blood this round. Ferbsa. Smokes fade away. Nismo will be the first line of contact outside of main as T-Dog again attempts to hide in this crevice, something he's oh so good at so far. This split doesn't even need to do it. Nismo finds the opening too without losing another sliver of health. And Benji, so much to do, so little time, so many people in your way. T-Dog, unfortunate timing for the one, but now you got to do it 2 more times. First with Nismo, this one shot does get half of the spike here. Benji keeping it nice and interesting, and Scuba can't get the headshots until now.
Cubert, they're moving in nice and fast. Benji spotting him out first.
Very ambitious peeks from Vents, but if you have Zerona downstairs, makes it a little more secure. Benji will escape with 1 gone on the attacking side, but now stands alone on a B site that Cubert ready to attack. Knights yet again alone, but can only peek 1 angle. That'll get taken down. Benji now refrag, but it takes Redux's ult. It also takes the entirety of B site. Cubert with the 3v3 now for the post plant. That being said, no util available for Nismo. Redux can only zone out for so long. Gotta play from way back, and look how far Scuba is, making sure there's no stragglers.
Here we go. The salvos are going to be back online, so they'll be able to get a little bit of space. Ferbsa ready to engage, has that flash hand. Here they go.
First flash out from Ferbsa. Still got 1 more in the tank to take this secondary angle on top of the stun. Scuba's going to start lining up that molly just to make some extra space intangible for Sad. And it'll work out pretty well. Nismo the first to poke out. Ferbsa finally counters that, but the angles are very limited, and so is time. Dip will extend onto Redux, but this frag, this molly from Scuba in tandem is just too much. Ferbsa will not be able to do both of the jobs he needs.
Turning out their players, and already it's very aggressive here.
This is something we have seen with these Tejo comps in its early days, just pushing up with these salvos to guarantee yourself an entire lane. And Cubert will decide to continue fighting this. Why not? You've got the better guns. You might as well go for it. Spray through from T-Dog to take down Benji as well. 4v4 here after that opening pick, but Ferbs has come around the back! And that's an easy 3 down. Finally enough time wasted on 1 forefront, and Sad have control of the spike, and no doubt the round from here.
Yeah, I mean, it was just such a smart play from Sad on that defense. You use the salvos, you keep them out. Of course, we get to see Redux flying across, immediately just taken out, and that gives plenty of time for the Yoru to get that reposition.
The ability to flank, the ability to take that off angle is something that Ferbsa truly excels at on the duelist position. And just these off positions in these solo spots, Sad just trusts him to take them on. And he's gonna do it again. 4 down now for Ferbsa on this Yoru. And that's another spike dropped, isolated, and another Cubert member with so much that he has to get out of his sleeve if he wants a chance at this round. But with such an unstable economy, it's a question of what exactly Scuba can get out of this round, and at the very least, it'll be 1 more orb. Walled away to use the salvo or no. Will on the plant. Guessed right, wasted some time. Cubert now forced to fight at least a little bit, and Redux the one to try and get it started before Sad can think about it. They will punish, and now have a 5v4 on the retake, plus that dimensional drift that Ferbsa will use to take over the vents. There's 1. And he won't go any further. We'll head down to steps instead. Just put the Tejo towards the tower. You don't need to clear anything else. Now that you know 1's there, you don't care how many more are. And Zerona now has free reign as the rest of Sad extends onto site. Cubert, the one place that was Tejo ulted, is now the one place they get to reside, as Sad Esports will very safely get this defuse with smoke, player, anything but death in their way. Through. Salvo out again to play them back, and everyone's walking through doors, so Sad have easy entry to meet this fight the moment it starts, but Nismo is just better with the opening 2, make it 3 with the help of Knights, and Cubert will just win after meeting in the middle. That's all you need at the end of the day.
Got the spike.
Yeah, you just walk right into the Cubert train, just cycling around there, and you see Sad just go out 1 by 1 out of the smoke, just trying to find an opportunity, but given the number of crosshairs pointed at them as they walk through, Sad not able to find anything. Benji, the last person alive, trying to find a little bit more value out of this round. At least able to get 1 here, but now the position is going to be known. It's stunned spear as T-Dog gets set up to potentially use that ultimate when the retakers come in, but Benji just a little bit faster.
Waiting for the unload, and now it's Sad that have to initiate, but they're more than happy to. That's why Knights has been watching. Finally, a moment for him to shine, and a rolling thunder to give him an easy 3rd one. Dip, jumping back, still finds the shot. Scuba has to re-up for it. but it creates a 2v1 that should be pretty manageable for Cubert Academy here, especially considering the Ferbsa doesn't have access to any other gun right now, and the man's holding a rifle or an operator.
Yeah, I mean, Knight's just absolutely popping off, making sure that Cubert is still in this match, and somehow Dip finds just the single bullet. The magnets were in it and takes Knights out. Ferbsa gonna try this. Operator in hand. Might potentially just get that timing. Just misses it onto T-Dog, but look at the positioning of where Cubert Academy are.
Clear this! So Ferbsa gets an easy dry peek. Position now known, flash now used, decoy now out. Scuba still doesn't buckle. Molly in hand. And counting, knowing that Ferbsa still has that flash too. First tap on the spike, the Scuba extends, spots the hand, but Ferbsa's ready for it! And now he's got a rifle too! Scuba's so much more scared to the point where Ferbsa is gonna hold it all the way! Not like this! No! Not like this! Ferbsa wins the fight too! Into a lead, leaving it. Zerona, the early denial, Knights peeks before the smokes go down and doesn't win that fight. Now Zerona hungry, finds Nismo as well on the entry in Arcade. You don't have anywhere else you need to look. Scuba though, with that ultimate, can at least cut the board in half, and Zerona now stranded for his troubles. Sad still on the run back though, and even a wraparound from the north side leads Ferbsa and Dip a little late to the party, meaning that Cubert can potentially re-extend a little bit.
Sad has such a good idea on where all these players are. Ferbsa gets that first spot out. There should be a nice easy kill.
Yeah, there's that first snipe onto Scuba. Arcade re-cleared. Tuzi now walking on inside as well. Easy down, T-Dog completely zoned out. Yeah, I'd say you have a little bit of room. Dip is just doing a fantastic job of staying safe, making sure that these salvos can be used at the very bitter end of this push. It is infuriating. Redux on the showstopper, but is blinded away, and Zerona just walks right out to deal with two. There's the ult gone, there's the raise gone, there's the push gone. Sad, once again, buffer up. And it's a smattering, not even on site. Now they have nothing at all. Nismo on that null command, immediately stopped by Benji, who is not on site any longer. Rest of Cubert can make that work, and while they can spray down Nismo, that does mean they have util again. That means Dip can light up a little bit. Cypher ultimate, that'll force the fight from Cubert. They'll just press this and try to get it done the good old-fashioned way. Does a good amount of damage, but still ahead is Sad, and now that Armageddon to deal with the tower. Sad much more secure in their current position with the spike continuing to tick down, but Scuba unfettered with that molly, and that's going to be a whole lot of time wasted by default. Sad have got to get in, and they've got to do it now. Ferbsa upstairs. No one's checking Redux! Is there an ace on the table for the Sentinels sixth man? Indeed there is! Press that trigger, just as Sad did on their attack. First out from Benji, great hiding spot to catch Redux from behind. And Sad still have yet to move, waiting to see if anybody else gets as hungry as Redux did. And they're right, Nismo extends next. Ferbsa takes him down. And Sad have already intricately woven together a tremendous pistol round, but Knights has taken the time to come around to tower. It's a peek that he misses, a crucial one at that, leaving him stranded alone on site. Scuba stuck alone in the smoke, but is good for two unwatched. After that fight concludes, Benji can luckily shut that down though, and keep this at a 3v1 standstill with finally 17 seconds to go. Sad to get this fight down with all the security in the world. Make it around. Might have been too fast at this point, so Cubert, they'll start heading on over, and T-Dog, great preventative kill onto Zerona before they can make the push a full reality, and it's because Ferbsa's stuck in the fifth dimension. Still messing around here with Knights, who is able to hold his own only once, though. Into tower, Sad Treks, that's all they've got here, and that lets T-Dog, Aftershock, free kill onto Dip as well. Ferbsa forced to scatter away, and now nothing left in the kit. This will indeed be a bonus that goes Cubert's way, one that it looks like they'll have 4 standing for. If Ferbsa doesn't have a dry peek to say about it, Cubert not watching where he's at, that's Scuba's job, and he doesn't do it well enough. Ferbsa's still standing, and this is what makes it so terrifying at this.
Potentially get their advantage ready, but Redux is already just trying to hunt this one out.
This is so unorthodox, and Benji has more than enough room to skirt this Nismo. It was to make sure you guaranteed the one, but they still lost one along the way, and now T-Dog is alone on this site. Can he do it all alone? Looks like he's got a good deal of it. And the A push is locked down. Rest of Cubert, still a little bit of danger befalls them. The smoke will force Redux to stay put a little bit until he can let that ultimate go, and there goes Thuzy. So you've just got Dip alone in this smoke. Pretty obvious
Oh
where
my
he
goodness.
is from there, and that is a terrific. Expecting no one to be early in on this orb. Nismo's choke covered, but Redux the one to
Ooh.
swing, and both members of Cubert Academy end up finding literally everything they were looking for. Redux is still standing, and in this short little 1v1 with Tuzi, it won't be a 1v1 for long if Tuzi is able to kill Redux before going down, but luckily that's probably all Sad will get to say this round. B stairs completely locked out. That's where Dip is. He's the only one remaining, and the spike is on the other side of the bloody map with 30 seconds to go. It doesn't facilitate a fight, as Cubert haven't guaranteed every angle yet. Redux still has to dry clear from the drop
Oh my goodness.
on Sand. Now a rolling thunder that Cubert are going to let fly into this site. I mean, they are letting no holds barred going into this fight. Everyone wearing their heart on their sleeve for a fight like this. I mean, no one's really high.
Rescue a couple of rifles. This could be an important thing available to them to start turning it around. But as soon as I say that, Benji's already down.
That's the trouble with like trying to play for the long game, is that we're at the end of the game. So Cubert and Sad don't really have a lot of breathing room after that psychological warfare that they just endured. A timeout called for whatever kind of push doesn't involve Benji, and now make it Dip 2. Knights will just dry swing, and this time he'll find a lot more purchase than he did on the attacking end. Knife in to guarantee no one's already entered on site through the stairs to pressure onto Scuba, and it's clean so far. Tuzi first step out, good for one, but the cycle again is very much there for Cubert, as is the entirety of the team. It's pretty clear where the fight's gonna start. And at this point, Sad don't seem to have too much more to offer, unfortunately, and okay, we're just having... T-Dog has to do a lot of the work here, so Nismo can continue to hold that fight down. Benji's gonna win that one actually on Dip, or on Dish, which will actually force the rest of Cubert back a moment, as the rest of that Dish push comes back over from North Spawn. But now come the ultimates and the connection into mid. Sad will extend before Cubert can, and take this to a 3v3. Spike planted, and Sad very much extended, and they've read this Dish push. Gonna Teho ult it to force them back at least a bit, but it's a little earlier than one that would get a kill. And Scuba still holding it down in mid. Benji can't win that fight. Stun nade onto Scuba. Not gonna walk around to this. There's too much of a fight to be had on site. The drop down from 2. Dip loses that. It's all on Zerona. One more flash left for this next fight. Scuba's able to dodge it, and now it's a 2v1 that should be handled pretty easily by these two veterans of the game. Cubert walks up, Zerona. Good for the one, but Redux finalizes with the shorty, and we'll have just about enough time. Blasphemously strong attack up this B lane. It's gonna be Scuba on top of these Astra smokes that, again, he's just been pushing to hell and back. Is that a raw salvo kill on the Benji? That is rough, man. Great start for Cubert here. As Knights has been caught out on the door. Oh, peripherals, buddy. Not just on the desk, but in your vision, too. Sad, luckily, are able to stay face at least a little bit on the front lines, but it's left down to a 3v3 that the entirety of Zad is not here for. Zerona, though, able to hold his own a decent bit of time. The KO Teo matchup has been really solid between these two initiators already, but it looks like Nismo will make about as heavy of an impact as he will fall next. Redux now on the far angle. T-Dog the close. Leads to a 1v1 now after Tuzi gets the trade. Redux will win the swing war. Reset all over again. Sad are going to converge on this. They might want to take the door fight now, and that's the perfect moment. Gun spotted. T-Dog and Scuba looking for more, but it's a 1v1 trade, in fact, that Cubert walk away from a little bit disappointed. Redux attempted push into Vice Util, but Knights falls on the other side, so you can't do it both ways. Redux now attempt number 2 on the push, but Tuzi is present, and the flash will continue to stall him out. Cubert on site, what can they do? Nismo good for 2, and that might be the only breakthrough they need. Just enough time to get the spike down, and just enough space to Cubert head back to lane. And with no smokes in tow, they can hold wherever they please. Zerona, knife available. We'll want to split this board of defense on the spike, along with a molly. Potentially suss out that lane presence beyond the column. That's why you see Zerona dry swinging all of these angles in Plaza. So you can guarantee that one sight line he's got to focus. Salvo for the first fight. Zerona steps in front of it, and Nismo already ascended past the default. They're already fully past Plaza door, and Ferbsa is about to get fully overwhelmed on this operator. Astra or no in tow. Knights has got him locked down with the help of that rolling thunder, and the site is yet again Cubert Academies. Now 3 rifles to try and counteract it. Redux still somehow standing with 30 health points in the pool as well. Everybody from this team ready to go, and a Razorvine to stall out Benji as well. Sad, ready for the retake, but so much that Cubert still has to offer into the equation. Dip does find the off angle off of the plaza to catch 1, but that is all he will catch. And so Sad still walk in with such bad disadvantage. Redux just flinging some knives into the ether for good measure. Make sure that Sad drains themselves of all of that util they have to offer, and now Knights will engage in the peak. I don't think any knives from Ferbsa landed there, unfortunately. That is really rough. And well taken by Knights. That leaves a very open door here for Cubert.
At the same time, though, I think that was kind of the plan. Use Ferbsa with the knives to make it seem like more of the members of SAD Esports were going to be pushing out of that A side. Meanwhile, we saw the rotation from SAD go on to B. They were well reinforced, but the fact that Ferbsa dies makes it completely wide open. They've spread themselves thin, and actually, SAD, they come out on top with a weird little crossfire.
Yeah, perfect jump out from both Tuzi and Benji. Tuzi out for a third as well in the dry swing to take care of Nismo. So Knights, 1v3. First clutch on camera? Nah, it's not gonna be. Meanwhile, that Art Lurk starting to gain some traction, and Dip is gonna have a lot to hold up against. There's that Steel Garden, but it actually doesn't cover Ferbsa, so he's still kicking with this rifle, but now comes the full Lurk from Art, and that is gonna completely shut down the push. On top of a Cosmic Divide, so no one from SAD can skirt through the back. It'll be as clean as a whistle. Cubert up 4-3 on the retake, and Dip is right up close and personal with this Divide to get things started. SAD will take this fight sooner rather than later, especially with the Cosmic Divide of their own. Starting by taking the entirety of the site. Now you just got to deal with the rest. The Steel Garden on top of it will hopefully suffice. Redux with the shorty. Oh, might not need it. Doesn't land the shots, and he's got to run back away. First Nova. First Salvo. First half of the spike taking Tuzi safely on the Cosmic Divide, and it'll force a swing. They've planted Redux still on this A main despite the very full frontal push into full-on CT. This is so brazen. And it does leave Dip a little bit available for 1, but that's all he'll get. Rest of A site taken over by Cubert. Benji Shear will actually get to divert some members of Cubert, but it'll just turn into a 1-for-1 trade as no other member is available. Ferbsa finally skittering on back over, but it's a little too late, unfortunately. 99 times out of 100, and Ferbsa will say, I'll take the 99 and my rifle to go. Thank you very much.
Completely flexing on SAD.
Yeah, they don't even need to look at any other position here. They understand how little is here. They understand how much they can connect onto this. The fragment will stop Redux's reign of terror up in Art, but the rest of Cubert's just going to extend onto this. Knights find a stupid shot. Knights finds an easy shot. Knights finds 2 kills to make Cubert turn this round to a triviality. Why don't we hand this guy a couple more? Let this kid get his hands dirty on his first match on stream. I'm so glad that Knights is getting at least a couple moments this match, just because the times that we saw him on rankers, everybody's in it once. The one Razorvine is going to massively slow down Cubert's bottom line, which is all of the site, but they're happy with some. Redux sweeps in, sweeps away Benji, and from there, I mean, it's already gatekeeping. Ferbsa will step in and catch Scuba, lacking a little bit overextended, a little bit overheated, mayhaps I may say. SAD now got their work cut out for him. 2 Guardians in tow, make it 1 as Ferbsa will grab the Vandal. The Steel Garden once again to just force them to stay away, but doesn't catch everybody, so SAD will waltz back in. Redux and T-Dog have the backline locked down though, so that will be just about all she wrote. They're definitely watching this. They don't have util to counteract it, but time is very much nigh. And Dip is very much alone at this point.
Concentrate.
So it will be 11-1 attack here.
Pry that thing open if they want to pull back in this map.
T-Dog is that first leg. That SAD will shut down handedly. Knights, understanding the presence, will take a step back here. Let's see how the ubiquity of Vice affects Cubert's defense here. And the first swing out from the back line is good for 1. Gives enough time for Redux to extend as well. Good for 1 for him too, keeping this nice and even at 3. SAD still get the spike down though, just in time for Scuba to make his flank back. A little too late for the shots, and now Tuzi staring him down. Easy headshot on the Ghost. Good start for SAD. Now, the shear to prevent Redux from engaging without committing. Forces to wait for Nismo. who does have some salvos up to make this fight a little more interesting. Gives away the position for it, and so Tuzi quickly shuts that down. It's just going to be Redux who steps out. Big flash out here, entrance into the smoke. Redux is going to try and take it over, but fails. Still a 1-for-1, and Nismo is still standing. Stunned, though. Also traded away. Sad, minimizing collateral this time. Now T-Dog, the one on the ticket. Benji, perfect swing on the flash. And Sad, currently crossing T. Well, Knights is going to have to fight this by himself. Scuba is a little out of the picture. Oh, he's back! Okay, just as Knights is able to get actually a kill dry with no help and get out completely scot-free. So actually, this is very much doable. Smoke cycle through. Tuzi will have one more available to him. Dip expecting a flank at this point with how inactive Scuba was being.
Nowhere to run!
First tap.
Ooh.
Hunter's Fury for Dip. Good scoping. One more on the tap. Okay, cycle's gone. Now you really engage the fight. Really hard to engage with this man. Gonna check it regardless. Or is he? Oh, he's not! Redux for free! That is a tragic angle that the Owl no doubt missed.
Tuzi at least able to take a lot of the space on the mid, spots out the Shearer. This is what's so annoying about the Vice kit. I'm glad that we can actually talk about it now because it's not just Cubert rolling over Sad, but it makes it so that you can't fully push in onto the site. Being able to at least secure that first kill is a bit more confidence in moving in. Once Tuzi goes over, that's a committal. And Sad will be able to get the spike down here. It's going to be a 4v4 retake, but keep in mind the Armageddon actually gets Tuzi, completely misses.
Oh, the salvo right on top of the plan as well. Cubert might have played just preventative enough, but they got on site and it made it look a little messy, but Nismo's still up top. They aren't checking for him. Unchecked. Now an aftershock to try to get him out, but this fight is still so tough to take here from the Lurk side. Cubert really giving it their all despite the fact that this is such a heavy save round. And they'll head on in, try to make this work, try to make this impactful, and that's a good start. Ferbsa falling center stage. And now it's Cubert that try to exact Benji the back angle, but still solo health. It's the flank that has little connection. The rest of Sad locks it down, and time now on their side. Sad, no knowledge of how much Vice util is still on this B lane as well as how much presence could be there. Now the swing into the Lurk. Benji is still good for one, but Cubert will have enough time to head on back and prepare for this next default. Sad fully rotating over to A side here.
It's going to be a little tough. There's a lot of utility just kind of scattered here, as well as T-Dog. Those Razor Vines, if they get activated, really slow things down. They're like more annoying than Sage Slow Orbs, and there it is, the engagement underway.
First attempt here from Sad to get on. The Razor Vines will limit their activity, but they're still able to get inside the pocket, and T-Dog has already given away his position quite early here, so we'll have to just straight up util dump. We'll try to spray onto Zerona as well. Does a good job of it, but now the Steel Garden is what carries the rest of Cubert's counter push, and it should do the rest of the job. Sad Esports are going to put everything on the table here for this push, and Dip does a great amount of work. Hello? And it's curtains for the match. Zerona posted up on site for Cubert's entryway, an updraft from Redux to scout, but it won't do much more than give Sad an excuse to start praying and spraying. Knights entryway from the back. Redux picks up one in art as well, and Cubert continue to make even these eco rounds nightmarishly difficult to hold on to economy for. But they'll double back. They'll try again to re-up on the 1v2 against Dip, and Knights is just so lit up right now. Perfect time to be. Tuzi will try to get ahead of the button. With 18 seconds to go, he still has Spike in hand and can't finalize until the site's been totally cleared. There's 10 seconds on the clock, and everybody's gone. Cubert's re-navigated over to Art at this point. This is so beautifully woven, and they're able to rush right onto this as the pressure subsides. Redux, the perfectly timed shot. And there is that instability, the one round of it that Cubert needed